Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome to our ISKCON official YouTube channel. Today I am going to discuss Srimad Bhagavatam 7th Canto, 9th chapter, text 45. The 11th part this is. Janmaithunadi gruvamedi sukhamitutsam kandu yanena karayo riva dukkha dukkam trupyantine kripana bahu dukkha bhaja kandu tivana manasija visayata dhira. Sex life is compared to the rubbing of two hands to relieve an itch. And Grihamedis, so-called Grihasthas who have no spiritual knowledge, think that this itching is the greatest platform happiness, although actually it is a source of distress. The Kripanas, the fools, who are just the opposite of Brahmanas, are not satisfied by great sensuous enjoyments. Those who are dhira, who are sober and who tolerate this itching, are not subjected to the sufferings of fools and rascals. So Srila Prabhupada Maharaj in the purport says, materialists think that sexual indulgence is the greatest happiness in this material world, and therefore they make elaborate plans to satisfy their senses, especially the genitals. This is generally found everywhere and specifically found in the Western world, where there are regular arrangements to satisfy sex life in different ways. Actually, however, this has not made anyone happy. Even the hippies who have given up all the materialistic comforts of their fathers and grandfathers cannot give up the sensational happiness of sex life. Such persons are described here as the Kripanas or misers. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur in Sanartha Santika says, the people will be happy by enjoying a woman and in that way become free of misery. But rubbing the hands together to relieve itching cause the suffering to increase, then they should become disgusted and become liberated. Though these lusty people or Kripanas receive plenty of suffering, they do not think that it is impossible to be satisfied with the happiness household life here, which is another form of suffering. But one sees that some of them become disgusted. That is true. A person who becomes wise by your mercy tolerates the lost burn of the mind, which is suffering itself. So Siddhar Swami in Bhagavata Deepika says, Nanu ete stri sambhagadinam sukhina eva na kripana tatra. The Lord will say, these persons, they get so much happiness in sex life, and they are not kripana. So, to answer this question, Prahlad Maharaj raised this point, this verse. Then, some Acharyas say sex energy is like a great fire. It should be properly channelized. If it is not channelized, even a small spark can destroy a palace. If it is channelized, even great fire can be utilized in a constructive manner. One Acharya say like this. So, I will take another verse, that is verse 46. Mauna vrata sruta tapo adhyana swadharma Bhakya raho japa samadhaya avavargya praya param purushate tu ajitendriyanam varta bhavanti uta na varta na bhatra tu dambikanam. O Supreme Personality of Godhead, there are 10 prescribed methods on the path to liberation: to remain silent, not to speak to anyone, to observe vows, to amass all kinds of Vedic knowledge, to undergo austerities, to study the Vedas and other Vedic literatures, to execute the duties of Varnashram Dharma, to explain the Shastras, to stay in a solitary place, to chant mantras silently, and to be observed in trance. These different methods for liberation are generally only a professional practice and means of livelihood for those who have not conquered their senses. Because such persons are falsely proud, these procedures may not be successful. Srila Prabhupada Maharaj in the purport says, as stated in Srimad Bhagavatam 6.1.15, केचित् केवला भक्त्या वासुदेव परायण अभंग धुनंद काष्णेन नियारम्य भास्कर. Only a rare person who has adopted complete unalloyed devotional service to Krishna can uproot the weeds of sinful actions, weeds of sinful actions with no possibility that they will revive. He can do this simply by discharging devotional service, just as the sun can immediately dissipate fog by its rays. So, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur in Bhava Saraswata Sindrika says, Brahmanas gain perfection by liberation through practices for liberation, such as observing silence. O Lord, Paramatma, what can I reveal to you? You know everything. There are 10 famous causes of liberation mentioned. Raha means living alone. If they have uncontrolled senses, however, their endeavors become means of livelihood for gaining sense enjoyment. The endeavor sometimes becomes the occupation of the impostor. However, it is not a set of a rule that all will become impostors. Prasida Swami in Bhagavata Deepika says, Nanu maunadibhir mukhya sadhanai sulavaiva tesam api mukti satraha. This remaining silent is a very easy way to get liberation. So, to answer this question, Prahlad Maharaj says this verse. Now I will recite the verse 47. Rupe ime satasadi tavaveda srishte bijang gurau iva nachanyat arupa kasya yukta samakhyam ubhayatra vichakyante tvam yogena banhim iva darusu nanyata syat. By authorized Vedic knowledge, one can see that the forms of cause and effect in the cosmic manifestation belong to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, for the cosmic manifestation is His energy. Both cause and effect are nothing but energies of the Lord. Therefore, my Lord, just as a wise man, by considering cause and effect, can see how fire pervades wood, those engaged in devotional service understand how you are both the cause and effect. Prabhupada Maharaj in the purport says, as described in previous verses, many so-called students of spiritual understanding follow the 10 different methods known as Mauna Vrata, Sutta, Tapo, Dhyana, Sudhama, Shodharma, Vyakhya, Roho, Japa, Samadhaya. These may be very attractive, but by following such methods, one cannot actually understand the real cause and effect of and the original cause of everything. Janma Vyasajata. Shiva Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur Saraswata Darshanika says, you cannot be attained by silence or other practices if they are without bhakti. Cause and effect, like seed and sprout, flowing from one to the other, the total and individual forms are your two forms. This universe as a total and as a part is not different from you, no anyat. You do not have a material form, arupasya. Those with intelligence are yukta, search to attain you as both the whole and the part, since you are their final cause. They search by bhakti yoga and not by other processes like jnana, bhaktya, ekyagraha, Lord says. Siddha Swami in the Bhagavata Deepika says, Twaj jnanam bhaktim vina sakamai monadevi na bhavati eva evatyaya. So the Lord's knowledge cannot be possible any way other than bhakti, devotional service. So thank you very much for listening to this lecture, and please don't forget to subscribe, share and like our channel and get blessings of the Lord. Hare Krishna.
Namaste